Hey you guys, I'm just going through my seed packets. They're not too organized, but not much in my life is organized. So that's another topic. But they're not organized in seasons that they need to be growing in. And that is what I need to do. I need to take my seed packets, put them by season. So each season I can see what seed packets I have to plant. It sounds easy, doesn't it? Well, right now, I know that these seeds are ready to go out into the garden. And these are the same seeds, only this packet, the packet broke or, got frayed. You know how they, the paper packets, how sometimes they're just, this is a gardener's seed packet right here. This one came from the library, and the library is a great place to go and get seeds. And sometimes this is just what happens to the packets when your hands are wet and you're in the soil, you know what I mean? But this video is to share with you guys where I get some of my seeds at, or most of my seeds, and to try to figure out we might not try to figure out, we're not going to sort through them. What we're going to do in this video is I'm just going to give you an idea of where I get some of my seeds at, and what might pop out now, and we can go ahead and plant in the garden, like these right here. So these came from the Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, and these are the Cosmic Purple Carrots. And this is the season for them to be growing, so I've got to get them out there. And like I said before, this is also purple carrot seeds, but the bag busted. So we're just gonna, and it kind of looks like there might be other stuff in there. I'm not sure. We may just broadcast this out and see what happens with these a little bit at a time, because I really want to do concession seed sowing. So like you put out a few, then 2 weeks later you put out a few, and so on and so on. So the Southern Exposure Seed Exchange is a place that I get some of my seeds, and another place that I get my seeds is from the Urban Harvest. And Elise sends them out, and what comes with these seeds are a little index card that tells you when to plant them and where to plant them and how deep to plant them. Like for right now, Central Florida, North Central Florida, September through October. That's right now. That's when you want to plant your Wando peas out. So we're going to keep these out. Let me double check that. Yep. September, October, February, March, September. Yep, this is the time. So I'm going to take some of these Wando peas. Right here, this is the Wando pea. I'm going to take some of these. I tried to plant them out last year, but I think I got a better spot for them this year. This is the Wando pea. Let's see if you guys can see it or not on my hand, but they're decent sized pea, aren't they? Let's stick that back in here, and we're going to keep this together so we know exactly what we're doing. Thank you, Elise from the Urban Harvest, for packaging them in a manner that comes with directions. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see, another one that we have that I get stuff from is Jera's Garden. Now she's really cool too. I learn a lot from that girl. I get my seeds from her, and hers comes in these nice little Ziploc baggies, which I really, really love, because look at this compared to this. You know what I mean? This is why my seeds fall out into the bottom of my boxes. But with these, I never have lost a seed, not one seed from any of hers that she has sent. And I think that's pretty neat. Here's another place I get my seeds from, and that's Botanical Interest. And Botanical Interest is a seed company from Epic Gardening. That's right, Epic Gardening. I got some of these from them, but I've learned, because I was just planting the seed in the ground. Here's a different one right here. This one is also from the Seed Exchange. But I failed with these. Unless they come up randomly in my yard sometime, then I'm not paying attention, but I put them in there. But what I learned about the seed is that you have to open this little seed up. You have to open it up, and there's seeds inside of it. This will not, it's harder for it to germinate. So I'm going to crack these open, and I'm going to try these that way, and we'll see how they do. I really wanted them because they're great for nematodes, and in this Florida soil, this is something I'd really like to have in my yard. Something else I know that it's time for radishes right now, and this is from cornucopia seeds. And sometimes when you get stuff from the Urban Harvest, if she doesn't have it, like she uses other companies that she knows is reputable. These are heirloom Asian variety, and they're ready to harvest in the fall. And this right here, the watermelon radish matches, says that I can plant this vegetable in September through March for North and Central Florida, and that's where I'm at. I'm in between. I'm like right at the cuff. So zone 9B. So I'm gonna follow these tips. I'm gonna sure they're the same on here, but I will be reading over this garden notes. It says in early to mid summer sow the seeds. Early to mid summer. Well, we're right there. Not early anymore, but September through March. That's what we're gonna do. So far in our harvest, we're gonna do some purple carrots, cosmic, I don't know why I want to say cosmic carrots, and we're going to plant some watermelon radishes, and we are going to try the nasturtiums as well. We're going to take them out of that little pod. I like my little boxes. This is a box that I got from Botanical Interests, and this is how their seed packets came in this. And this is a box that came from the Urban Harvest. You can see on the front, and I use these. You can see my dirty fingerprints on there because I use them when I'm actually doing stuff in the yard. Except for right now, I'm going over my seeds trying to figure out, okay, let's separate out what gets planted now. But it makes for a great place for me to keep my seeds. And this is another way that you might get something if you order something from the Urban Harvest. It comes in an envelope like this, and it's nice and thick and secure. So when you get it in the mail, this is what you get when you get stuff from the Urban Harvest. Did we go over the library? The library is another place you can get seeds. If you check the list, like libraries have on their calendar what days they do things, but sometimes it's just random. My daughter takes my grandson and she'll pick up some seeds for us. I tried the bush beans, but I don't think I planted them in the right spot. They germinated, but they just didn't have any life in them. They had no oomph. I gotta figure out why that was. So this is another place that I got. This is a place I got my my moringa trees. Well, I got a bunch of scions, not a bunch of them. The package, I think it came with 6 of them, and it's Shop Grow Moringa Collective, and they're in Florida, and I think they're down past Kissimmee. Not exactly sure, but I got the moringa seeds, and I'm gonna put a few seeds out this year and see if they're so viable. I'm not sure. I think maybe you should have planted the seeds like when they're fresh, but I honestly didn't need this many. But this came with a packet of the scions that I got, the order of scions. But this is what I'm doing today. I feel like this is cool too. So with Jara's, when you get her stuff, this is Jaren's Summer Garden Seeds or Seed Club. So I did order some seeds from her for the summer, and it came with a summer welcome little card, and it also came with, if I can find it somewhere, way over here. It came with this right here, and that's a nice little gift because you can get 10% off. Get 10% off your next order. So when you order your first order, you can get 10% off your next order. And there's a little barcode you can scan. She's got herself a little nice little card to go in her little envelopes that she sends out. But with this, I know that these seeds are all summer seeds. So these I already know stay together in this little packet. I didn't do that with my other seeds. I took them out right away and started planting things, but that's how it came with everything in it. And then there are those seeds that you just save or other people give you. This is actually a seed packet that my grandson, he wanted, and I was going to give it to him. Oh, look, here's another one. This is another seed packet. This was from way back from Homegrown, and this is from Epic Gardening, and when they were doing theirs, and this one was the cauliflower, and I didn't do well with that one. It wasn't the seeds, you guys. I wasn't feeling well. We're gonna leave it at that. Here's some other seeds. These are seeds that I have harvested myself from, these are mustard seeds. And then these are the Puerto Rican black beans. I kept that in there so I would remember what they were. So I'll be able to plant those out. And then these are okra seeds. So I've got these okra seeds, and I still have a couple stalks out there that are producing okra, and I'm gonna let this shell harden up on the vine or on the stalk, and once that is all hard and crunchy, then you take it and you snip it off, and then within each of these right here, there's 4, 5, 6 rows that there is nothing but seeds. Like I said, I put it back in here so I remember. Oh, yep, that's okra. This I remember is mustard seeds, only because I remember. I don't know any other markings on it. It's just the first one I did, so I remember. Alrighty. So I'm not sure how y'all store your seeds when you get them, but right now this is how I'm storing mine. And these are in the jar are seeds from the plants, mustard seeds that I've got from one of these people who I purchased seeds from. I don't remember which ones are from who. But they grew well in my yard, and because they grow well and they produce the seeds, these seeds right here will do even better than the seeds that they came from, because they did, I can't explain it, but they just will. So anyways, this is the end of this little video. Wait a minute. Yes, I found this package of the seeds. Like, does anybody have just like random seeds that you don't know what they are? And you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna have to broadcast these out and see what happens. That's the fun part. Okay, you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Count every single blessing. They're there. Sometimes you have to look, but sometimes you don't.